Hey guys, how's it going? It is Axel Grave here, starting a new series that I'm hopefully going to make consistent. We'll see how it goes and how you guys like it, but we're doing a comic review because when we asked on the Comic Convos page through a poll, that's what you guys said you would like to see videos of. And so starting off, we're going to be doing Suicide Squad #1 from DC Universe, which released on 12/18/2019. You can see, starting now at the end of the cover, that Carly says by the end of this issue, half of the team will be dead. And I don't see her as too much of a liar, so I think that's going to happen. Fremantle, Western Australia is where this begins to take place, where a man is giving a speech about the test of a new nuclear fleet. At that point, he is joined by Wink, a teleporter from the USA, who basically grabs him and teleports him up into the sky. As they're falling, another, super powered person, the Ares, shows up. And, he's basically saying that he doesn't want the soldiers to die, but unless he evacuates the sub, all of the soldiers will die. The general obviously refuses, and so Ares lets him fall to his death while catching Wink. The general actually comically hits the sub, and it goes, splatch or splutch. Then you get a nice look at, I believe they're called the Rebels, or they're basically terrorists, for lack of a better word, with superpowers. You have Chaos Kitten, TNT, Osita, Jog, Thylacine, and Deadly Six on the boat. There's actually even more people, but we're not going to go over them too much because some of these people aren't going to make it very far. We get another teleporting back onto the thing where we see TNT, I believe, get shot at which point he detonates and blows the sub to pieces. They are going after the other submarine with a before unseen pair of Atlanteans known as Scale and Finn. At least I've never seen them, and they weren't seen prior in this book. There are telepathic Atlanteans, and they seem to have some attitude, as you can tell by the hand gestures. Anyway, they're going to sink all these subs, and as they do, we kind of finally get a look at the new Task Force X, which is deep at an underwater U.S. military installation of some kind. And the new Task Force X comprises of Zebra Man, who I've seen but don't know much about, the Shark, which I've never seen and don't know anything about. You're going to hear me say that a little bit. Cavalier, who I have seen but don't know much about. Harley Quinn, Magpie, and Deadshot. Magpie is like a small-time villain, and Harley Quinn and Deadshot speak for themselves. The Shark is a sub for King Shark, and I don't know who Zebra Man's supposed to be subbing for. At this point, we also see Amanda Waller and another man whose name I don't know, I've never seen him before, who does say that these guys are the revolutionaries, and he's basically giving a mission rundown to the team. At which point, Cavalier shouts out, and Harley Quinn and Deadshot both don't like him, so they tell him to shut up. But as this progresses and they go about their usual banter, Harley Quinn asking Zebra Man why he's got zebra, Magpie kind of saying, I don't belong here. The new man, the blonde man in the suit, says that if they don't comply, now they will have a year added to their sentence as opposed to having year reduced for working with Task Force X, at which point Deadshot, kind of blows up, and he is hit with a stun baton, which is pretty funny. So, it's always funny to see Floyd get hit with something. This prompts a response from Harley Quinn, who's kind of like, yeah, you're a dick. You could have been nicer about it. And he's like, look, I don't have time to be nice to you. I'm just going to blow all your heads off if you don't do what I say. This is not an issue. And basically Harley turns to Amanda to try and say what's up with this, but she really doesn't do anything. She just do what he says. So Harley kind of has to go with it because obviously brain bombs. We cut then after that to 2 days later on the South Sea, where the revolutionaries have deactivated the warheads, and they're kind of talking amongst each other. Between Wink and TNT and them, they're doing drops and falls, and suddenly as they're dropping and falling between Wink and Aerie, there's a bang and his wing is shot, and they both fall into the water where Finn and Fang try to save them, Scale and Fang, I think, And Scale is okay, but unfortunately Finn, I believe, or it might be the other way around. Yeah, so Finn is okay, but Scale is in the water, and he gets caught by Shark, who basically rips him in half and bites him in half. At which point, Finn is pretty upset. We also get Magpie, who gets caught up by one of the revolutionaries. I'm not sure which one. And she goes down. She doesn't even register on the thing. This kind of pisses off Harley Quinn, but Waller and the other guy don't care. Zebra Man asks if he's supposed to go, at which point the blonde man in the suit says no, and they send another person from the revolutionaries attacks the Shark, and they all show up to fight. This point, I think the Cavalier comes down. He starts trying to fight them. He gets punched in the face, at which point he's just like, you broke my nose. At which point another of the revolutionaries literally punches his eyes out of his skull, through the back of his skull, which is pretty graphic and violent, and also makes it less harsh when they get this next part done, at which point the blonde man in the black suit, whose name I still don't know, tells Deadshot to shoot them, but with non-lethal rounds that they have, at which point he's kind of pissy about that, but he complies. And after that, Zebra Man brings the blonde man down to tell them that they all have bombs in their head, and now they're going to be working for Task Force X. And at this point, Deadshot and Harley are like, we don't want to work with them. They just killed half our team. We killed a couple of theirs guys. This isn't going to work well. At which point Waller, the blonde man's like, I don't care. You're going to do what I say or die. And they turn to Waller, who at this point reveals that she is no longer in charge of Task Force X. She actually quit. And so it's kind of crazy news, obviously, because she's been in charge of Task Force X and Suicide Squad basically since its inception. There have been a couple off times when she was hurt or etc., but she's never really voluntarily left, as far as I know. Please feel free to correct me in the comments. After this, basically the revolutionaries are like, no, we're not going to do what you say, and so he detonates the brain bomb for TNT, I believe was his name, and the leader, and I think her name is Anita, says that she's going to kill him for that eventually. He brushes off. He's like, I've been on the wrong side of worse people than you, and with this Suicide Squad I can remake the whole world, and that's pretty much the opening for the first chapter of the new Suicide Squad. I'm excited to see how it goes with this new mystery character and the changeover, and honestly a return to what the Suicide Squad used to be, which was this kind of casual disrespect for the lives of the squad mates. Like, it's the Suicide Squad, they're basically meant to die every mission, and a good portion of them should. And for a long time that was kind of on and off not the case. You'd have these protected characters who would stay on. But anyway, that is my recap / review of the Suicide Squad #1 from DC Universe. Stay tuned, we should be doing some more of these comic reviews if we can soon, maybe once a week if we're able, maybe more if we're able, but no promises yet. Thanks guys, and I'll see you for the next comic review. Comic Convo's out.